Happy Father's Day, everybody. It's strange that I'm up here again because I just recently did two, not one, but two BBC's talks on the kindness of our fathers. So, yeah, Buddhists don't really believe in coincidence, but here I am on Father's Day. Yeah, causes and conditions have come together so I can talk about kindness of fathers again. I'll call this part 3. To review and recap quickly, part 1 and 2 were about the advantages of seeing the kindness of our fathers and all sentient beings, and then the disadvantages of just ignoring and not paying attention to all this kindness that we receive from our fathers. So when we do pay attention to how kind our fathers have been, we can see that it's been really amazing, and we've probably ignored 99.999% of this amazing love and I don't know, what's the word? Care, support that we've gotten from our fathers, and how that's benefited us in such an amazing way. And so when we do pay attention to this, kind of this feeling of wanting to return this kindness and care comes about, and then love and compassion arise, and we want to repay this kindness and be kind to them in return, which is a really nice feeling. The opposite is just ignoring all this kindness and just going through our life on automatic, just assuming that we're going to receive things and assuming that good things are just going to come our way again and again without paying attention to them. And this isn't really a great way to live. This is what I've done most of my life, and I found that it hasn't really been so beneficial. Just living on automatic, assuming these things are going to come, yeah, totally ungrateful. So now I feel really happy that I can kind of turn this around. So even studies and research have shown that when we're grateful and appreciative, that fills us with a lot of joy, and our quality of life goes way up, and happiness and all these other great things. So I really want to encourage everyone to do that. So part 3, I'm going to address the yes buts. So I know you're saying, I know my father wasn't kind to me all the time. Maybe some fathers were cruel and mean and maybe violent. There's drug abuse and alcoholism and these cycles of violence that are passed down from generation to generation. So yes, let's not ignore that. We can accept it. These things do happen. And through using the Lojong mind training techniques that Venerable Sepul was so kind to share with us over several weeks, which came from Lama Zopa Rinpoche? Yes, which came from the Kadampa Masters, which came from Atisha, we can use these difficulties and struggles and challenges on the path. They can be really useful in our practice, especially in regards to practicing patience, forgiveness, checking our expectations, and loving people who harm us. So patience is one of the paramitas that bodhisattvas use on the path and keeps them moving closer and closer to Buddhahood. It's the antidote to anger. And I think if we have a choice, if we want to be angry or if we want to practice patience, that's kind of a no-brainer. Being patient is good for ourselves, and it's also good for other people. And forgiveness, I hope someone writes a book on this topic because it is much needed, and I feel like it's been ignored. I don't know much about it, but holding... I would love to help write the book. My ghostwriter. So if we have the choice of holding on to grudges and just being angry all the time, or forgiving and letting all those go, it's like a big weight has been lifted off of our shoulders. It's such a nice feeling just to forgive and let that go. So it benefits the other person because we can be kind and understanding towards them, and it benefits us also just not having to carry this huge burden of grudge holding towards other people, especially our fathers. And we can check our expectations. Is it really realistic to think that my father is going to be kind all the time? Can I see my father as a sentient being just like me, wanting to be happy, but in samsara just like me, with all the frustrations and totally pulled around by afflictions and karma? And most people don't have the teachings that we have. They don't have the antidotes and know what to do when these afflictions arise. So I feel so grateful that I at least have the antidotes, and sometimes I put them into practice, and that feels really good when I do. And this practice of loving people who harm us, especially in community, this is such a profound practice. Because most of my life I was taught if someone harms you, of course you have to harm them back. Tit for tat. You have to get back at them. This is what you're supposed to do. This is what the movies show me, and this is what all the music that I listened to when I was a kid. So it's so profound to turn that around 180 degrees and love someone who's harming me, or I perceive that they're harming me. This has been extremely helpful for my life. Do I want to harm other people? Do I want to look at them as mean, horrible people? Or do I want to see them as kind and worthy of my love in return? And then this cycle of tit for tat going around and around and around can come to an end, and we can just love them. They feel open to feel love for us in return, and that just makes the world a much better place. So as we celebrate our fathers today, I encourage everyone to reflect on their incredible kindness. The more you delve, the more you might find kindness in unexpected places. And I think it will enrich your life and make the world a better, happier place to live in.